What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video, another day, another dollar. We're going to be breaking down our futures contract, but before we do, if you guys do not mind, please leave a like down below. Leave a comment, something nice. How did you trade today? Let me know what your strategy was. If you were long, short, got caught up in this massive spike to the upside. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive right into it. Not a whole lot to really discuss. The good portion of the morning coming into the afternoon was pretty much chop fest. Not a whole lot going on. Very small range. We took out both sides of the initial balance. We had gotten our overnight low early on in the day, or early on in the morning. Got our overnight low rather early. Believe it or not, we actually opened with a gap and filled that gap later, or earlier in a period, filled that gap above the previous day's high. And then we pretty much just had a chop fest. I mean, we pushed up, attempted to go trend up early in the morning after taking out the initial balance high. We came back in, rotated all the way to the lows, attempted to go trend down, failed, and rotated back up prior to the Fed coming out and discussing rates and things of that nature. In yesterday's video, we were discussing on how potentially it could be the fuel to the fire that this bull train really needs to get it going. And sure enough, here we are sitting up at 4760 level, which is pretty significant, as there isn't much more above us to the upside. Only a couple daily highs above us before we reach the all-time high. So if this market can continue, we will hit the all-time high, or at least get near it, or set new highs this year, if we can really keep the steam rolling to the upside. In yesterday's video, we were discussing on how in the larger picture on the monthly, the shorts have definitely been getting squeezed out, and that's part of the main reason why this market continues to push higher. Not only that, obviously you have buyers stepping into this market. They're feeling very confident and comfortable with what the Fed is doing, and that is, I mean, shown today. So any of the last little bit of the laggard shorts that were in the market, you may be shorting at what was our monthly balance high, are clearly getting squeezed out. And then obviously anybody that was looking for a reason to get long, maybe above that breakout of the balance on the monthly time frame, which we'll look at here in just a minute, is, obviously entering long, causing this market to bid up. So not a whole lot today. Like I said, I did not trade majority of the morning. Didn't do anything trading wise. There were a few trades, but honestly, whenever you have FOMC day, you really don't want to trade too frequent or too often, especially because, I mean, for the majority of the morning, we had a very choppy and mixed market generated information type of morning. Nothing really there. However, when we did decide to explode to the upside, all right, maybe sit back and wait to see if this is something like a move they want to hold, and then start getting involved in the market. And that's when I started to get involved. I started to buy on pullbacks, looking at my 10-minute chart, looking at my 1-minute chart, just because of how quick the market was moving. I was looking to get in on a pullback anywhere I felt comfortable, where the risk reward wasn't too major. I had a feeling, or had an idea of where my out would be, entered in the market and got out on pushes up, because I did not know this market would continue to push up higher. My first entry on the day was actually around 47.30. Was around 47.30 was my first entry, and had I held, I would have made 30 points. However, still happy with what I made. I made 16 points on the day total, which is, not a significant amount, but it is a good amount. Cannot complain about taking 16 points out of a market that was pushing up. I gave part of it back on a short, but other than that, pretty much made good on the day. So we go out with a double distribution day. All right. Looking here at a 30-minute time frame, we go out with a double distribution day. Well, what is a double distribution day? Well, we had that. We had a triple distribution day yesterday, and we continue to the upside with a double distribution. All right. So all this volume. Oh, what'd I do there? No, don't do that. Excuse my my fat finger there. So The lower distribution being this area that I'm highlighting, right before the single prints were created. Then we had back-to-back set of single prints. So you had all this volume and price being accumulated here. Boom, explodes to the upside, and then it gets distributed up here where we did all of this volume here and spent some time within this 47.37 to 47.64 range. So that's how we look at that. We go out with 2 sets of single prints and a double distribution day to the upside. So buyers obviously want to open up in the upper distribution tomorrow and continue to move higher. That would be the most positive thing, would be to open up above 37.25 tomorrow. If we can open above 37.25 tomorrow, we should get today's high and continue to drive up higher. However, if we cannot open above 60 or 47.37.25, we may do a whole lot of chopping, and I mean a whole lot of chopping within this range that I just highlighted. So if we cannot open above 37.25 and take out the day's high, you will most likely trade in between 37.25 and 08.75. So where I just highlighted, basically where we spent no time and no volume on this big push up where the single prints are. I mean, if tomorrow doesn't do anything, we will most likely trade in that range. That tends to be the theme for massive trend days up like that. You tend to spend some time and volume in an area where we lacked it the previous day, right? So sellers, if there are any ballsy sellers out there, obviously want to open up below 37.25 and then look to push down to 47.08.25, right? Fill the set of single prints. Whenever you have distributions like today, you treat it as 2 separate days, right? The lower distribution, and then you have a gap up, and then you have the upper distribution. You treat each one as a separate day with a gap in between. Just like any gap, they tend to get filled at times, not always, not right away, but at some point they will get filled. And if tomorrow, like I said, we do not open and take out the previous day's high, or today's high, excuse me, you can look to chop around in that range that I described from 08 to 37, right? You can chop in a 30-point range for a majority of the day. Nothing says we cannot. Worst case scenario for buyers would be opening up in the lower distribution down here. All right. Buyers do not want to open up below 47.08.75. If we do, you will take out the day's low at 46.96.75. Put ourselves back into a balance initially. 1, 2, let me count here. 3, 4, 5. Yep. No Y point of control, nothing of significance. So let's just go ahead and briefly, if you're sticking with me here, mark our low of day and our single print, excuse me. The low of day is 96.75. 96.75 is the low of day. And I mean, honestly, there really isn't a whole lot on the upside preventing this market from hitting all-time highs. So it's been a very, very impressive push to the upside. For those that, swing trade in this market, it's a very accommodating market to swing trade in now, as we are one time framing up on the monthly officially now. We are one time framing up on the weekly for several weeks in a row. And we got good extension on that. And we'll look at that here in just a second. And then the daily is also one time framing up. So I'm sure there is people out there in the market that's like, this market can't continue to push up higher. Well, you're being proven wrong each and every day. This market is one time framing up, meaning we're setting higher highs and higher lows. And nothing stops that until we take out a previous time frame's low. In this case, the daily. If we stop the one time framing on the daily, then the next target for the sellers would be to stop the one time framing up on the weekly and then in the monthly as well. So we have single prints that start here. Mark those at 37.25. Single print start. They fill here at J's high at 34.75. Boom. All right. Alrighty, and then we have another set that start here at 27. $27 is where the next set of single prints start. And they get filled at 47.08.75. 47.08.75. Alrighty. So there you guys have it. Upper distribution from 47.64.50 to 47.37.25. Lower distribution from 47.08.75 to 46.96.75 low of day. Everything in between is a gap, and you'll treat it as such. Like I said, if we open up below 37.25, look to chop between 37.25 and 47.08.75. If we dip our toe into it and can't really get much push down, maybe, just maybe, we'll hold the set of single prints and then rotate back up to take out the day's high and continue to one time frame up on our daily time frame. Now let's go ahead and look at the larger time frame, shall we? Let's look at our monthly, just because that is, I mean, it's shaping up real nice. Monthly, one time framing up really well. Very, very strong candle here. One time framing up, right? You can say 2 months in a row, but technically we did not take out the balance high, or at least I had my balance high until this month. So pushing up into that area where it's kind of a tricky area for me, from the, what is that, 47.70 level up into the 48.08. It's going to be a tough area for me to really want to hold long. However, could be nothing could act as nothing, and we just go up and get that 48.08.25. We're not that far from it. We are relatively close. We are within 40 points of that, so we could easily take that out and set all-time highs. I mean, this market is very resilient at the moment. Buyers are in full swing, full control right now. So one time framing up on the monthly. Next target is 48.08.25 monthly high. Now let's go ahead and look at our weekly. And you got to ignore the gap, okay? Got to ignore the gaps. The premium gap means absolutely nothing. But for the weekly, one time framing up for the last several weeks, meaning we have not taken out a previous time frame's low since 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks ago was the last time we took out a previous time frame's low. Since then, we've been taking out previous highs, continue to do so, and look at this really good extension to the upside. Is what you want to see. Volume, we'd like to see more of. However, it is still very positive for the buyers. So very strong candle here for the weekly. Hopefully we can close it out with some more strength going into the last 2 trading days of the week. And lastly, let's look at our daily time frame. Okay, let's look at our daily time frame. Since we broke out of balance, okay, get rid of these targets here. Since we broke out of balance, we've been one time framing up 4 days in a row. Okay, 4 days in a row we've been one time framing up. And I mean, I have absolutely nothing for us as far as upside destinations on our 30-minute time frame. So I'm only using daily highs back from January. And the next daily high that I have is going to be 47.88.25. That's going to be the next daily high that I have, 47.88.25. So we'll look to push up near that if we take out today's high at 64 or 74. What was today's high? I've already forgotten. If we take out 64 today's high, your next target on the upside is going to be 88.25. I'm going to mark that. 88.25. High day. And then we're going to mark all-time high up here at 48.08.25. So those are going to be our next 2 targets on the upside as far as high of day. There's no, I mean, other than that, there's nothing really. as far as high days. We only have 2 more high days to take out. 2 more daily highs to take out, and we're at all-time highs. So very strong for the buyers. Good finish today. Like I said, we want to open up in the upper distribution from the previous day, or from today, right? We want to open up in that upper distribution above 37, take out the day's high, and then go and attack that daily high up at 88.25. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for stopping by. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Like I said, if you do not mind, leave a like down below. Thanks for all the support, guys, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.